The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bell. Got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. Happy WNBA Draft Day, my boy. You on mute?
Players mess up too.
Yeah. I know you're excited.
Yeah, man. I was a little upset though, man. My mock draft ain't go as well as I wanted it to, man. I missed a few picks, but can't hit them all, I guess.
Yeah, your mock draft was better than mine.
Them international players got me, man. I wasn't expecting them international players to go that early, but
yeah, I'm gonna ask just because out of ignorance, because I don't pay as much attention to WNBA. This isn't the first time they've had international players, right?
Nah. They got a few international players in the league. They even what the NBA terms the draft and stash, where you draft the international player who might not be coming to the league that year, just so you have their rights, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I think that's what some of them early picks might be, but we'll see.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I'll tell you this, man. I gotta give credit where credit is due. You got me watching the WNBA draft.
Hey, man, I can't take full credit. The ladies put on a performance all season. You know what I mean? And they brought the eyeballs, whether it was Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cardoza, Cameron Brink, whoever you want to say. And in the draft, they brought eyeballs to the sport this year, and they just continuing to watch them as they progress through their careers. Whether it's the draft or when the WNBA season starts, I expect eyeballs to be there also.
Yeah, I am and I know we're gonna get to and talk fully about the WNBA draft. So I'm gonna say that comment to add till we get there after the break. But I do want to say, man, the title of this episode, Trouble Don't Last. Definitely this was intended for the baseball team. I'm not here to talk baseball. I will say I'm not going to overreact on Jay Johnson. I'm not going to overreact on his team. It sucks to lose, especially after a year after being, as dominant as we were. But if you look at some of the games, and Benny Latino was in Spaces the other night. It might have been last night. I can't remember. But he was in there and he was talking about it. It's been one run, 2 runs here, and they've been in a lot of games. So it's with that much turnover, as much turnover they've had with the superstar power and the just, role player power that they had, to have that much turnover, kudos to Coach Johnson for what he's been able to do. But yeah, we're going to get to it. Let's go ahead and hit our commercial break, man, and we can get into this WNBA. But big shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline, betonline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores.
Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
And we're back. Rev, hey daddy. He popped in with a comment, said LSU, USC, you got the heart emotion, let's go Chicago. This was something that you said was a possibility could happen. And it has happened. I like it. I like it. I honestly do. I know how a lot of LSU fans feel about Cardozo with the I'm not gonna say fight, but the push. Altercation. There you go. At the SEC championship. But we've seen these things happen in sports. So I'm not going to act like this is just, saying World War III out here. But what I do want to say, I understand people's sentiments about South Carolina, people's sentiments about Don Staley, and Cardozo. I like the fit for both of them. I think it's gonna be good to see them, as your Angels say, first time playing together. They always played against each other. I like it.
Cardozo said ain't nobody gonna get a rebound on him.
I it's gonna be hard. I like it. So I like it, man.
Especially whenever you look at the fact that Teresa Weatherspoon is the head coach of the Chicago Sky. She's gonna be at kind of like that Kim Mulkey played at Louisiana Tech under Leon Barmore. So they both kind of have that same personality of that fiery, that fiery guard who tough in your face type coach, you know what I mean? But at the same time, they know how to be the mama figure to you as well. So I think Weatherspoon's gonna love the defense that she's getting out of both Angela and Cardozo. You know, the tenacity that they play with. I think it's a perfect fit for them, honestly.
Yeah, might be Twin Towers down there. Well, up there in Chicago.
Yeah, for real.
Block power and stuff. We might actually get some answers to some questions that's been asked, raised. I know a lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, there were some people took angst, I guess that's the proper word, with my sentiment about Kim Mulkey and comparing her to Les Miles. I probably should have clarified a little bit more on some things, but I think there's a lot more similarities than people think. But we might find out, especially with this stubbornness and just making them fit. We might find out, because you're not finna have Angel and Cardozo in the paint, and Angel might be able to be more of a wing player. You know what I'm saying? Shoot a little bit more mid-range. She's been expressing a lot lately about her ability to shoot mid-range and outside.
Well, not just that. If you watch the pre-draft and like the interviews leading up to the draft that she's done, and ESPN put out a lot of them, she keeps referencing and mentioning the fact that I was the number one wing coming out of high school. Like, she keeps wanting to reinforce us and remind us that she could play on the wing. And so it'd be interesting to see how she's used in Chicago. Do they play her more on the wing, or do they keep her at that power forward role? But I'm kind of interested to see, because they got some things that they can do with that lineup up there in Chicago.
Yeah, they do. Danny has a question. I actually like this question, Danny. She says, okay, I have a for real question, which is not throwing shade or anything like that. But how many top 10 players get waived typically in the WNBA? It seems like their vets play forever, so spots are limited.
Not many top 10 players get waived. For the most part, if you're a first round pick, you pretty much solidified. Because the teams that don't really have the roster spots, like the Vegas Aces, for example, they don't have a first round pick. So they didn't even have a first round pick to select in order to try to make room for. I think we talked about the draft and stash type of where you draft a European player who might not have the intentions of coming over to play this season. So you don't have to make a roster spot for him right away. The Connecticut Sun are a team that doesn't really have roster spots. Same team Alexis Morris got waived from last year. And they drafted an international point guard today. So I think that they might be trying to do the draft and stash with her. That way they don't have to try to waive anybody, knowing that they don't have a roster spot for that draft pick. So not many first round picks, or especially top 10 first round picks, get waived. But second round, third round, you'll see a lot of them get waived.
All right. They got third round?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I honestly thought it was just 2 rounds, like the NBA. But so far, let me ask you a question. Biggest surprise pick so far?
Them international guards.
Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't know enough about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The international game to really expect. I didn't expect them to go in the first round.
That's fair.
So I mean, I guess that would be a surprise. But like I said, I did a mock draft on the radio station today. The first 7 picks, I pretty much nailed them, except for I had Cardozo going, or Kia Jackson going before Cardozo, and I had them 2 flipped. Then the international guards started coming in, and they got me mixed up. But so I think that would be the biggest surprise to me was them international guard, the point guards from France. Carla, I don't even know how to say her last name. Carla Light and Lila Lacan. That is my first ones.
Right.
Yes, sir. Deja Fair went to the Aces.
Yep.
That's a hell of a pickup for them, boy. Number 3 scorer all time. Man.
All right, here we go. I was trying to get back to I was trying to look at the draft. Player that I'm very interested in seeing at the next level, just because I liked her game when I saw her play against like LSU and stuff. Marquisha Davis from Ole Miss.
Yep. I think she's in a good spot too with the Liberty.
Yeah, she like the way she moves with the ball. She can find that. She didn't get as much press, but so as like someone like a Caitlin Clark. But her game, as far as like when Caitlin Clark, when she's not shooting from the outside, the way she's finding that lane and just easily getting to the basket, that's all I see Davis doing, and I love that about her game.
And I think when you talk about that, her slashing ability that she has, you pair that with Sabrina Ionescu, who is a sniper from deep and who plays similar to Caitlin Clark in that she has the ball in her hands a lot. She can shoot from deep. She can play make. That's the perfect fit next to her. Somebody who can slash and get to the rim and crash the defense a little bit and kick it back out to Sabrina and vice versa. They'll play well off each other in New York.
Danny came in and said, "Build a wall." She said, "Am I the only person that hates the international players stealing spots?" LOL. I mean, they play college. If they played college here, it bothers me less.
It don't bother me at all. If we want the WNBA to be the best league in the world for women, you gotta let all of them come in. You know what I mean? That's like saying you don't want international players in the NBA because they take spots from Americans. Like if we want the league to be the best in the world, you gotta bring in the best in the world.
That's true. Also, I don't think they necessarily stealing spots because, like Ant said, they're going to a team. I was just playing. Danny said, "No, she pro immigration." No, it's there. I don't think they're really stealing spots because, like you said, it's a draft and stash type situation.
Sometimes.
But in this thing, it's just it's growing. I mean, they're not.
Got to grow the game, man.
Yeah,
like Rev said, same thing is happening in the NBA. You know what I mean? You got a lot of these foreigners come in, getting drafted very high. Victor Wembanyama, there's one of the top projected guys in this year's NBA draft is another foreigner. So I mean, you look at most of the best players in the NBA right now are foreign.
And I will say this, Danny, because you mentioned about if they play college here, if they're not coming here to play college and then get drafted, you know what I'm saying, then they're showing up on the NBA, you know what I'm saying, on the stage anyway, playing in the like the FIBA sports or stuff like that. So yeah. So
yep.
Yeah. And I was just messing with you, Dan. I know you're not
over there. It's such a small pool of teams. And Paul Sub comes in and says expansion coming soon for the W. Golden State starting a team next season. And the commissioner says she sees expansion up to 16 teams very likely. So that would be an increase of 4 teams. So I know obviously it's the Golden State area is getting one. They're talking.
Oh, not Seattle.
They're talking about Philadelphia possibly getting one, Toronto possibly getting one.
Ooh, that'll be good.
It's a lot of cities out there who throwing their name in the mix to try to get one of these. In my opinion, they got to put one back in Houston. The Comets need to be a WNBA team, just because of what they mean for the league. Their legacy means for the league. I feel like you got to have them in there.
Yes, it's I would say infrastructure, Danny. She said, why are we starting them where there are already NBA teams? Is it because of the arenas? Yes, infrastructure. And you also got to go where you kind of
they don't really play in the same arenas.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, I was just thinking about when I say infrastructure, a kind of a built-in fan base, where you can kind of, you know, saying, drum up that buzz a little bit easier and partner them. So
part of it is it's a partnership deal, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like Golden State, the owners of Golden State will own this expansion WNBA team. So they're putting the money up in like a partnership deal. They'll have a practice facility and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of it is they're putting them in the same cities because of the WNBA team is kind of sponsoring the owner of the NBA team, rather, is kind of sponsoring the WNBA team and kind of fronting a lot of the money to get the arena practice facilities and things like that. So most of them are in the same cities because of that.
This old vet, what's good, man? Been a minute. Brian Russell as well said, what's happening, fellas at Louisiana Stand Up? Proud of y'all. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Trying to think. I didn't necessarily see Brink going number 2.
I did.
But what do you think about her fit in LA?
I mean, LA need bodies, bro. They lost a lot this offseason. They lost their best players.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just need.
I ain't gonna even try to say her name. I already know.
Okay.
Yeah, her.
She went to Seattle, and I think her sister sitting out the season too, Shanae. So they gonna need bodies, bro. Cameron Brink, great. She was the Pac-12 Player of the Year, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, overall Defensive Player of the Year. So she a good building block. Her offense could use a little bit of work, but she a defensive anchor right down low, and she got a pretty good shot, like free throw percentage wise. So I think she can develop a mid-range game. But they pairing her with Rickea Jackson, so they got 2 stars in my opinion, because Rickea Jackson is a kind of a versatile do-it-all wing, can play the 2 or the 3, can guard probably 1, 2, or 3, can score from the wing, can score in the paint. She gave LSU the business a couple times. She gave South Carolina the business. So I mean, definitely a good pairing when you look at the Brink Jackson pairing is going to kind of be similar to what you had whenever you had like a Wade and Kobe Shaq type thing. You know what I mean? Like a perimeter player who can, and then a force down low.
Gotcha. I'm looking at round 2 now. I know they've made a few.
That Deja Fair pick, man.
Yeah, Deja Fair.
Beautiful.
Kate Martin from Iowa going to
the Vegas Aces. Oh, Elizabeth Kitley going to Vegas too.
Yes, I was just
son. Vegas finna be loaded. I don't know how we're gonna make room for all of them.
Right. Yeah. We'll get ready to enter round 3 now. So and the Mercury on the clock. So we'll see what where they go from there. Yes. So Danny asked, did Paige Becker stay in college because she would not have been in the top 10 against these stars? I don't know about that. I think she stayed because she's battled injuries and she need. I think we know what she can do, but it's more of less of I guess in my opinion, proven some proof of concept as far as health, staying healthy.
I think she just want to win a natty.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, she would have been the number 2 pick in my opinion.
So,
I mean, if Caitlin Clark wouldn't have been in this draft, she would have been the number 1 pick in the draft, even with this loaded class, in my opinion. Paige can do it all, bro.
Overall, yeah.
And then that's you talk about like the Sparks picking number 2 and not really having anybody to build around, no fanfare, no star players or nothing like that. You bring in Paige star power. I mean, that would have been a match made in heaven. So I think she would have won number 2. So I don't think that's nothing to do with. Look at this guy.
I'm not even simple. What's up, man? Real said Paige needs to enter the portal for South Carolina. He like Don.
Paige ain't leaving.
Nah.
South Carolina ain't got no room, no way.
Ooh. I'm gonna read Brian's first, and then I'm gonna go to Julian's. He said Spoon gonna have them playing out of their minds. I think that's facts.
Yeah, definitely. I think the other way around though. What Julian said.
Julian said Paige is what Caitlin Clark was supposed to be if she didn't get hurt. Yeah, I know he Caitlin Clark is
that's who Paige is supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
They played each other for their freshman year in the tournament. And in my memories on Facebook, it popped up me talking about them two playing each other as freshmen. And I knew Paige, obviously, but I didn't know who Caitlin Clark was at the time. And that was my first, introduction to Caitlin Clark. So that was to me, that was Caitlin Clark coming out party whenever they played as freshmen. Lauren Betts was a sophomore.
Okay. WNBA season starts basically in a month.
Yep. You already know what it is over here, boy.
Yeah, I know you're going with Aces. I'm a free agent. I'm gonna just enjoy the game and I guess try to learn a little bit, enjoy it. I would have been a Skylar Diggins fan.
She's still playing.
I would have been a Skylar Diggins fan. She got married, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She on a super team.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 4 super teams, and she on one of them. Well, 5 super teams, because I guess Connecticut technically should be considered a super team.
Where's Aaliyah Boston?
She in Indiana with Caitlin Clark.
Okay, that's what I thought. Appreciate the super chat. Our good man Simple said, "Bless your fellas. Keep up the good work. Always appreciate it."
My way, brother.
Trying to think, man. What else we got? What do you got for the WNBA? I know the draft's still going. We'll keep an eye on it. But we ain't got nothing else. We gotta talk about something else. It's something else a little bit more we gotta talk about. Hold on. Danny said I still gotta pick my team now. And I actually watched the NBA game yesterday. Spend my free time watching YouTube videos to learn more about basketball position and stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about the NBA right now.
No, we gotta talk about the NBA right now. That's what we're going to next. I understand we didn't, you know what I'm saying, yesterday. Hold on. We'll see where we at. We got us a situation in the NBA, this playoff, this play-in tournament and stuff. I didn't expect it. I'll be the first to admit it. I was ready for you to tell me that the Lakers suck and Anthony Davis ain't ish and all that. Yeah, they came out and
Pelicans do this all the time though, bro. Like, all right, so we had a 6-game home stretch, right?
mm-hmm.
We went 1-5. Then you go on the road, you beat Phoenix on the road, you beat Sacramento on the road. You know, it started to look like, okay, you know, we going somewhere with this. You beat Ghost State on the road. You come home and you lay up egg, bro. I mean, it wasn't even close. I cut the game off. Like, and then I'm supposed to, even though I have a theory on this game tomorrow night, by the way, I'll get to that in a second. But I'm supposed to believe that after you just got your butt whooped by the Lakers, you're gonna turn around 2 days later and just magically beat this team that just whooped your. No, bro. But my theory on the game is this, right? So I feel like
before you get to your theory, before you get to your theory, I want to just talk about the setup for the play-in. So it's 7, 8, 9, 10, right? That's how I play, right? Okay. So in the Eastern side, you got Philly versus Miami, which that is Philly fell a long way when Embiid went down. But you got Philly, Miami, and then you got Chicago, Atlanta. Yep. On the West side, you got the Pelicans and the Lakers, and then you've got Sacramento and Golden State. But now go ahead with your
so like Paul's Hub says, the Pelicans Lakers winner gets to play the Nuggets. Lose situation. So national media, like if you listen to like the Nick Wrights and all them other world, they feel like the Denver Nuggets is the worst matchup for the Lakers in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So my theory is that the Lakers are gonna try to like rest Anthony Davis a little bit since he kind of tweaked his back and all that kind of stuff, and the Pelicans are gonna come out trying to revenge the loss that they just had, where they just came out flat and terrible. And they're gonna beat the Lakers tomorrow night and mess around and get matched up with the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Warriors and the Kings playing. The Warriors gonna beat the Kings. Then the NBA gets LeBron versus Steph, winner go home in the play-in game. The Lakers win that, they get an easier matchup with OKC in the first round, and the Pelicans still F themselves in the process, and the Lakers win somehow still win.
It's interesting.
That's what's gonna happen. Watch what I'm telling you. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna win. We're gonna come out and win. If you would have won last week, won Sunday, you would have been the 6th seed. You would have been playing Minnesota. But now you're gonna lose that game, turn around and win the game on Tuesday and get matched up with them. Why not just beat the Lakers the first time? And it make it worse because it's the Lakers and Anthony Davis, dog. Like that's what just makes it worse, bro.
I know that's the funny part to me. Yeah, simple. Simple. It's a hit the light, people. Trump Pew 2024. No, I tell you this. First of all, I don't run nothing but my mouth. And y'all ain't finna see my search history. If I'm a candidate. Second, Trump will be locked up, and I ain't finna do all this work by myself. So, but
preach, Paul's Hub, preach. But nah, we blew a 17-point lead or something like that. Don't get me started, but my blood pressure going up. I can feel it.
Yeah. We had a couple people. I think that's it for the NBA. As far as those scenarios. USA basketball team. I thought it was announced, but it's being finalized. And it's being billed as the last ride. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can pull up the
Last
team.
drive for who?
Yeah, it's LeBron, Steph, and Durant.
Oh,
It says the last dance is what they called it. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody posted on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh."
Dennis said, "Is it Dream Team Part 2?" No, that was the Redeem Team 2008.
Yeah. Yeah, they finalized the roster. So here's what we got. You got LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant, Embiid, Tatum, Booker, Drew Holiday, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Bam Adebayo, and Tyrese Halliburton. Hold on, I'm looking through this list.
Yeah. Boy, don't flatter yourself.
What he said? Oh, Key.
Yeah, like somebody scared of him or something.
Anyway, yeah. I said it, Julian. I said Bam. I mentioned your boy from Miami.
I wonder why Jimmy Butler ain't playing.
So when is Embiid? Is he now considered
he got citizenship? Yeah.
Okay, all right. You know I was going with that. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. We got to circle back around to women's basketball because a couple people have asked about Kim Mulkey and LSU. But I do want to talk about a kind of funny situation. Allen Iverson statue was the Philadelphia 76ers released or debuted the Allen Iverson statue. And
Allen Iverson.
That's
Calvin Cambridge.
Man, listen, I saw the statue and like everybody else, it was like, why is that thing so small? Pause. But all the statues that they do are like that are small for Philadelphia, for like that, like the Maurice Cheeks,
that's outside the practice facility. Yeah, all of them outside.
Yeah, so it's funny though, because it's like they got a half off deal on all their statues. Oh man,
that's what happens when you don't win a ring.
Oh,
you don't get a full statue.
Ooh, didn't Dr. J win one?
Yeah, him and Moses Malone.
Yeah, and they got the half size statues too. They got a 2-for-1.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out which one of them was gonna get the large statue, so they just went both.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Angel Jackson. What school is she from? Sounds familiar. Angel Jackson. She was 36 pick. She went to the Aces, but who? Not the Aces. She went to the Mystics, but who? What school is she from? I don't even know. I've seen her name that she looks familiar. Jackson State. Yep. Okay. All right. I knew. Okay. Shout out to Jackson State. Coach Tamika Reed getting one in. I knew it. Boy, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Danny said the statue was life size.
Damn. That's messed up, Danny.
Oh man.
Funny but messed up.
That statue. Yeah. It like a participation trophy. But man, let's talk about let's circle back to LSU real quick. Hey, got one of the newest Deltas in the building. What's up, cousin Nikki?
Oh, we got the Reds in here.
Yeah, the Reds over here. I ain't gonna say diamonds are forever. All right. So we had several people. Brian asked, he said, yo, who Kim Mulkey getting out of the portal to fill out this team? Rev asked, what's up with Kim Mulkey and LSU? I want to say somebody else asked.
I thought we was gonna get Ruby Whitehorn, but
she on a national tour right now. She
everybody but LSU seems like
she is doing her I ain't gonna say due diligence. Like she just out there like you get a visit. You get a visit. I'm trying to think I hadn't seen any bigs show interest.
Well, I mean, you do got somebody Smith that probably see Anissa Morrow play the 4. So if you were big coming here to sit the bench, I mean, like
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, if you expand your rotation.
So this just popped in my head real quick because I just read something. So Kate Martin from Iowa got drafted. I know you mentioned it, but it didn't register when you mentioned. Remember when people said it was just Caitlin Clark and a bunch of nobodies?
Yeah.
So for the second year in a row, one of Caitlin Clark's teammates got drafted into the WNBA. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And probably gonna be Stokey in a year or two herself. First round pick. So interesting.
Yeah. I like Stokey.
Yeah, she a dog.
Yeah, I like Stokey. All right. I know they ain't really answer much. Let me ask this. I'm gonna skip this because I had a question about like the men's players that enter the draft, but we can skip that. I do got this question because it seems to transcend sports. Is NIL running older coaches away from the game?
I think it's a combination of that and the transfer portal. And coaches not having the same amount of control that they had at one point in time. You know what I mean? Like you used to could sign a player and unless he transferred down, he was pretty much gonna be in your program for tenure in college. Not just that, but then when you talk about recruiting players, you know what I mean, it was all about what you did as a coach, what facilities you had, you know, not what you could do for the player, so to speak. And now it's all about, well, what kind of bag you giving me, you know what I mean, how much money can I make here and things like that. So they don't have as much control in that because they're not the ones footing their bill. It's coming from somebody else. So they don't have as much control over what the player's getting and all these kind of things. And then not the player wants to up and leave after a year, the coach can't control that and the player's gone. So I think it's a combination of all of it. I think it's the transfer portal. I think it's NIL, and I think it's the lack of regulation of both, I guess.
All right. I agree. You mentioned it last episode. The transfer portal is the big bad boogeyman that everyone thinks NIL is.
Yep.
Kids getting paid, I don't think first of all, let's be real. Kids getting paid isn't brand new.
No.
Us knowing about them getting paid and more kids getting paid is new.
But going back to your point though, Pooh, like back whenever it was under the table deals and all that, the coach still had control.
That's true.
But now that it's coming from somebody else and it ain't coming through the coach to get to the player, the coach don't have the control they once had no more. So the paying the players isn't the problem. It's the fact that the coach can't control the payment of the players. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, because and the reason why this question came up, you've had Saban, Coach Vanderveer, who else?
I think Tara Vanderveer, partly not just her age. She's been doing this for 40 years almost or more.
That's true too.
But I think I think the fact that you got to look at it, Stanford is now in the ACC.
Oh, that's true too.
So she would be doing traveling to, you know what I mean? She'd be traveling to Clemson and Duke and North Carolina and all that instead of the Pac-12 conference. She made a big deal about before the tournament, talking to all the other Pac-12 coaches saying, let's go do this for the Pac-12. Like she was very Pac-12 centric as a coach. Now that the Pac-12 no longer exists and she's got to fly across country to go play a conference game, I think that did it more so than NIL and the transfer portal for her, just strictly speaking for Vanderveer.
Yeah. I was trying to think of some of the other coaches who also retired.
I mean, Coach K, Roy Williams, Jim Boeheim, all of them have retired in the last 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. So Brian and Danny both bring up good points. Brian said coaches can't stack their rosters. Can't stock their rosters, and it's more parity. They don't like that. That's very true. I'm gonna go back to his. We know that for a fact because Saban made a big fuss. That remember when he went on that rant talking about Miami, Jackson State, and Texas A&M. That was the beginning of it. Then Danny says, better question is the transfer portal possibly ruining NIL and what it was meant to be? The portal is the bigger problem, but as an LSU fan, I'm not complaining because we've only been blessed by it. I do want to throw this disclaimer out there. I don't think it's the portal. It's the rule allowing you to transfer as many times as you can. And I mean, that is the bigger issue. So
I agree 100%.
Yeah, because
it's the no regulation of the transfer portal. That's the issue.
Right. Yeah, what else we had on here? Dan asked about it earlier, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Spring game.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I know you didn't necessarily. I know you didn't watch it. Like
I didn't watch it live, but
that's what I was just saying. I know you didn't watch it live. So after going back and watching it, what was your takeaway?
I see improvement on the defensive side of the ball. I also watched Carter Power Hour LSU, his breakdown too. Go watch that if y'all haven't seen it already. It's pretty good. But I mean, there was things I liked on defense. Obviously, the D line needs improvement. Edge rush could improve some too. But the linebackers looked good. Greg Penn got to make some more tackles, but he looked good. Secondary looked good at times. Parts of the secondary looked good. I think the cornerbacks looked. There was a few busted coverages. Obviously, the big touchdown plays, but I seen our cornerbacks look back for the ball some. You know what I mean? It just kind of looked like they were playing the ball better. Technique looked better. Defensively, even though the D-line didn't play tremendous, there was times where they held their own in the run game and the linebacker just didn't make the tackle, or the running back just made a hell of a play, or the safety wasn't in the right position to come clean up the play, or whatever the case may be. But I see improvement on the defensive side of the ball. It ain't all the way there yet, but I do see improvement. But offensively, Nuss to Lacey is solidified as the QB connection of this year. I think Lacey finna ball out this year. I liked what I seen in Nuss. I liked what I saw out of Ricky Collins and Colin Hurley. AJ Swan had moments. He obviously had the bad interception, but he had a few moments also. I think the quarterback room is in good hands. Running back wise, obviously there was no trouble early, but Josh Williams looked like Josh Williams. The walk-on kid looked pretty. It looked pretty. He had some pop to him, considering he was not a scholarship athlete. And the offensive line looked dominant. Chester looked good at the center position.
Oh yeah.
And so overall, I think we in good spot. Obviously, it's a spring game. You can only take it with a grain of salt. Some of these guys ain't gonna be here in the fall. We're gonna have other guys who aren't here gonna be here in the fall. They were very vanilla with the play calls, very vanilla with the coverages. So for a spring game, you know what I mean, it looked good.
Yeah. I'm gonna start on the offensive side. Nuss's command of the offense is I really enjoyed it. I liked it. This is the second post Heisman offense that we've had to deal with.
I think we're better off this year than we was with Miles Brennan.
Yeah. So and I want to say this: when Miles took over the offense, they struggled against Mississippi State to start the game, but they found a rhythm and stuff. They couldn't run the ball. That was the issue. They couldn't run the ball. But they found and they were still putting up points that season. Didn't matter who the quarterback. I mean, I know there are some games we were down, but if you look at it, Ensminger still had them rolling.
Yeah.
Now looking at this, they didn't run the ball much, or I think they did. They had like 34 attempts or something like that. I don't. Part of me feels like, from everything we heard from practices, a part of me feels like they may not have called their best run game.
Oh, nah, it looked like they just called the like 2-3 run plays, the same plays, and just kind of flipped the formation some, and called it to the other side or vice versa.
Yeah, I think they did that to protect the defense, or to protect the defensive line in a way. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, because you got to think, because this does go on film.
Yeah, but at the same time, if we're gonna go get 3 new defensive linemen, what's the point of protecting? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
but it's not guaranteed. I mean, I know we're going after them, but we don't have, you know what I'm saying, one in hand is worth more than 3 in the bush.
That's true.
Right now.
I don't think they necessarily did it to. I get what you're saying, and it's very possible that was the case. I think it's more so they didn't want to show too much of the offense.
Yeah. Here's my critique. I like Ricky as QB2, but he was throwing off his back foot a lot.
Yeah, that's just mechanics.
Yeah, that can be fixed. I like AJ Swan for his experience and stuff. I like what we saw out of Colin Hurley. You know what I'm saying? Being that young, I like what we saw out of him. On the defensive side, I'm with you. The secondary looks much improved. There is some question about tackling the linebacker level. I don't know if that was playing against the same guys, you don't necessarily get the same effort type deal or what, but you practice like you play. So the other issue I've got, defensive line, they didn't look as bad as we thought, but I don't know if it's just because, like I was alluding to, we just didn't see as much run. Oh, they were getting the backfield on pass rush though. I will give them that. That was much improved. So Brian Russell and Danny kind of asked the same question, or kind of allude the same. Brian says the cornerback kid that came back out the portal might lose his job already. That next guy is a beast. And Danny asks, I have one question because I have seen different takes on this. Was that blown coverage on the player that I think it was or not?
I don't know, because I don't know what defense they was running.
If I'm not mistaken, BK said they were in a cover 3, but people looking at said they were actually in cover 2. I don't know.
I know BK said there was blown coverages. I don't know which, because there was a couple different plays that there was, in my opinion, blown coverages on. Obviously, the touchdown pass to Xavier Thomas was a blown coverage. The touchdown pass to Kyron Lacey was a blown coverage. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I don't know. In touchdown pass Xavier, I don't think that was on Sage. In my opinion, but it looked like Sage recognized that dude was running wide open and tried to go, cut it off. But it's hard to tell if you don't know whose responsibility that part of the zone is. If it's a cover 2, it's on the safety. If it's a cover 3, it's on the corner. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know what defense they was in.
Yeah. Yeah, and Danny asked, you know, saying better wording. Responsibility was on the corner of safety, and that all goes back to what defense they were in.
Yep.
So overall, I think this team is in a good position. If we can shore up the D line, if we can, if somehow otherwise, CJ Daniels.
Yeah,
I didn't see a lot of him, but what I saw, impressive. That catch with, you know what I'm saying, the yards out the catch, that is, I like that fight. I want to see more out of Chris Hilton.
Don't y'all?
I want to see more.
And Aaron Anderson.
And Aaron Anderson. Agree. So Kyle Parker. Where is he?
I didn't even see him. I don't think
he didn't. He wasn't.
I mean, I saw Kypreen.
Yeah, I definitely saw Kypreen. Kypreen, one of my favorite from that class. Yeah, we saw that, Danny. Danny said another another media personality attacked the fan base about this. So I'm just curious. Yeah, I saw Danny. I'm gonna be a better person. It's above me now. Hey, other spring games.
Didn't watch any.
All right, I'll say this. I watched Houston's, of course, for obvious reasons. I don't know what the offense wholly will be. I think they'll be decent. Their defense looks pretty good. I saw a little bit of Georgia. Georgia just looks like Georgia to me. I couldn't tell if they were dominant on offense or dominant on defense from what I was seeing. Etienne is a good fit for them, especially, you know, saying with them losing the players they lost. I don't know who's that next wide receiver. I guess I probably ain't watch it long enough. Alabama. I did not watch any of Alabama's, but from everything I was told, the offense looked really good. The defense looked so-so.
I seen clips of that one. Milrow looked pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. I think because I told you when they hired Womack that I think the defense is not going to fall off too much. I think the defense, because he had a top 15 defense a top 15 defense at South Alabama.
Yeah.
Now you're able to pull in. The question is, saying he has more talent at Alabama. Is he going to be able to recruit the same level or same caliber guys that were there previously? So
yeah.
Danny asks, do you think with more chemistry with Nuss learning the offense that CJ could jump into the 2 slot? I think he's gonna be in there. BK said that he got more comfortable as it went on. So I think he's your I think he is your 2, honestly. Me personally.
I think he 2 or 3.
Yeah. Danny says she watched the Bama game. What you think about it, Danny? And we'll come back to it. Paul Hub said Alabama DBs will be suspect. It's been a staple for the Bear teams on that side of the ball. Ooh, suspect DBs. That's something I always feel like Alabama has great DB talent, but it's always suspect in a way. Like they had Minka Fitzpatrick, but everybody else was like, saying,
yeah.
This year was probably, or this last season was probably the best with Terry Arnold and Kool-Aid. But I feel like they've always had they have talent back there. I'm not going to discredit that. I can recognize the talent. I just thought they were always suspect, or they always had they were always a chink in the armor. So, I want to move on because we getting close to closing out. UFC 300 lived up to it, but it's funny because been working long hours, and so let me tell you how I watched UFC 300. I watched the you know what I'm saying, the prelims. Saw like the first of the main card, and then I was watching the fight. I was watching the BMF fight, and I closed my eyes. Then I was watching the women fight.
Damn.
And then I closed my eyes again, and there was another fight on. And then I closed my eyes again, opened my eyes, and they was recapping all the fights. Listen, UFC need to move this stuff up because I'm tired. I'm getting old. I'm tired.
Man,
but it was.
I had lost money on that BMF fight, man. That was the only leg of my parlay that I didn't hit was Gaethje winning.
Man, listen, Max Holloway.
He got destroyed though. It wasn't. He didn't have no chance.
Max Holloway. The match was, in my opinion, the match was over with when he did that spinning kick and kicked them in the face at the end of the first round. Yeah, it was over with after that. And for Gaethje to stay in the entire fight, that I give him, you know, what I'm saying, much.
He got kicked in the nose. I knew my parlay was busted. I knew he wasn't finna win.
Yeah,
it's too hard. It's too hard to come back from that.
Yeah. So he Max Holloway knocked him out with 1 second left.
Yeah. And kudos to Max though, bro, because like he was winning the fight already. He could have just coasted, but he called for Gaethje to come to the middle of the ring, and they sat there and just slugged it out for the last 20, 30 seconds of the fight. You know what I mean? And he could have just coasted to an easy victory, but he went out like a gladiator, bro. That boy went and
speaking of big shout outs and stuff, big shout out to Alex Pereira. I thought Jamal Hill was gonna lay him.
Pereira's a dog though, bro. Pereira is like probably the best striker in the MMA.
Yeah, that was what's called. So here we go. We got a couple things. Julian says that Kobe Young will be wide receiver 1 for Georgia.
Don't even know who that is.
Me either. Only Kobe Young I know. Yeah, Houston.
Yeah,
that's the only one I know. Danny says the more I thought about that Bama run game, which was the next level for them, it could have been exposed some serious defensive concerns. She said if the run game translates from what I saw, they will be a triple threat: Milrow passing, Milrow legs, and a dominant run game.
I can see it.
Okay, I like it. Can we get somebody to spy on? I know I ain't gonna go there. And before we get ready to get to the wrap up, we all know that rapping can be a sport in itself. We've seen these last 2-3 weeks, the rap game has been on fire with these beefs, with these diss tracks. So I come to you and I ask you, top 5 best diss songs or diss tracks.
This got to be in order.
You just give me what you call it. I'm going in order because
I'll try to put them in order. All right, so damn, it's tough.
Let me know. I can go first. Hold on.
You go first. You go first.
All right. Hold on. I got. All right. So, my bad, because I had to type it out real quick to get my. So number 5. I wish we had drum rolls. Number 5, back to back. Number 4, Sheether. Remy Ma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Remy Ma when she It was listen, Sheetha was so underrated. Well, Sheetha was so good that Nicki Minaj started dating Nas just to ask him to make her take it on, you know what I'm saying? But anyway. Number 3, Takeover.
Jay-Z.
Yeah. Number 2, Ether. And my number 1 all time diss track, No Vaseline.
Okay. So mine is number 5, Story of Adonai.
Yes.
Number 4, Takeover.
Okay.
Number 3, No Vaseline.
Okay.
Number 2, Ether. And number 1, Hit 'Em Up.
Oh, yeah. I forget about Hit 'Em Up sometimes. Hit 'em up. That's people die behind Hit 'Em Up.
Yes,
That's crazy. But yeah, Danny says, "Tell me you are dropping diss tracks on sports." No, it can be considered a sport. You know what I'm saying? The verbal, battle rap and stuff. But nah, man, I actually like this past week. I have not.
So who you got? I was just about to say who you got.
I hadn't fully. I'm be honest with you. Kendrick came out and he had to say nothing else.
Kendrick was weak to me though.
A lot of people say, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you who I've enjoyed the most is Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross killed his.
I have enjoyed Rick Ross.
I'm assuming Drake's is real just because Ross actually came back to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at first I thought Drake's was AI. You know what I mean? Like I thought.
Yeah. So they determined the actual words were real. The beat and stuff was AI. Somebody took the beats and made it AI. So yeah. But I'm be honest with you because I was getting scared.
I feel like me too, bro.
Because I was like, if they could do that with AI,
you seen the little baby video, huh? I'm gonna send you the little baby video. That was crazy. Yeah. That's crazy, son. But I feel like Cole killed Kendrick. And then I feel like
I don't think Cole killed.
Oh, you don't think so?
I think it was good, but when he said Good Kid, Mad City and To Kill a Butterfly was whack, I was like, okay, you just saying stuff now. It's just like you telling people like, man, your mama fat, and then they mama like 120 soaking wet. It's just it's not real. You just saying something out of hurt feelings.
I'm not a Kendrick fan, so I mean I'm with him on that. And then he said he dropped 4 albums in 12 years, and not like that's facts though.
You know that's true. Like, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but then
I think Cole doing the whole project was dope. I give him that though.
Yeah. But then he deleted it. So I mean, yeah. But Drake, I think Drake was in the lead till Rick Ross came out. Now I think Rick Ross done pushed him out a little bit. But
I tell you what,
I
tell you what, Drake, but not if I'm not mistaken, then they said Drake say something about somebody's wife again. So some of the stuff Drake was saying, I think is Drake insinuating The Weeknd is gay and stuff. It's like,
yeah.
He
told Metro to shut up and make some drums. I mean,
him going at like some of these I just don't understand.
Metro, like, what can you do?
Drop a dope beat with somebody who gonna diss him. That's
all you can do is shut up and make some drums.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. I just don't understand certain stuff. I just don't understand. Like him going at Future. I'm like, huh? Like
Future, but see, he feel played because Future on the track that Kendrick dissed him on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's a Metro beat. That's why he dissed all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Then he said, gave you your first number 1 album. I mean, your first number 1. I handed it to you. Like, man, Drake was easy, but Ross Ross came back the same day. That's what makes it so
Ross
hard.
dropped something so quick.
The same day, bro.
The fact that Ross laughed on Instagram at him and then dropped something, but Drake dropped releasing these text messages and stuff. That's real. That's real.
That's real lame. Yeah, that's real lame.
It's like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying, out of respect for your complexion, I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but he acting real, you know what, right now.
He acting real, his mama.
What's a son's last name? Never mind, don't answer that. But what else y'all got for us, man? Want to open up the phone lines? I don't know. We can. Let me see something. Close this here. All right, we got the hold on, here we go. All right, we got the phone lines open. If y'all want to give us a call, talk about anything we talked about tonight. If you got something else you want to talk about, you know, just hit us up. The phone number is, hold on, let me throw the phone number up here. 225-308-1234. Danny says, I literally had to ask my son to explain the whole Drake thing to me, which I did not expect to be that long of an explanation because this boy went back years. Yeah. Drake was in his, he really went in his feelings.
Drop it, give me 50.
Yeah. Yeah. So somebody said, anytime I see dropping, give me 50, I only think of one thing. Hurricane Chris and Mike Jones. Drake lost points.
Speaking of Hurricane Chris, did you see the Kevin Gates Hurricane Chris beef?
No. How? What?
I'll put you on game after the show.
Speaking of Kevin Gates, did you see in Tennessee that there was a politician that did not want to ban first cousins marrying? Some of y'all get that connection. Don't worry about it. We'll move on. Kevin Gates tripped me out with that. I knew then there was going to be some issues. Julian said, who? Mike Jones? Oh, man. I'm looking right now. ESPN, they got the mock draft up. Oh, I know we didn't talk about I know we Josh got it. Thank you, Josh. Josh said he got it. He said that was real good. I know we didn't talk about just got an extension. Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yep. 4-year, 160 mil. Oh no, I'm tripping. Not Daniel Jones. That's old. That was in 2023.
I'm about to say Daniel Jones.
That was 2023. Somebody else just signed an extension.
Devontae Smith did.
There you go.
With the
Devontae Smith. Yeah. 51 mil guaranteed. 3 years, 75 mil. Key said Willie Green for the Pels too.
Yeah, he got one.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
You out on Willie Green?
I'm not out on him. I just don't feel like he deserved an extension yet. Like, we could be the first team to win 49 games in the regular season and miss the playoffs. Well, not the first team, but we could go 49 and miss. Like, you don't get rewarded for that, dog.
Ironically, if you were in the East, you'd be
the 3 seed.
3 or 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. 3 is it 3-6? Is the 3-6 matchup Milwaukee, Indiana? Does Doc blow it?
Of course.
Is Doc back next year? Because I was thinking about that. He didn't want that job. And do you blame him if they blow up? Or do you blame Giannis and Damian Lillard?
No, it's all Doc. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming Doc.
They got rid of 2 coaches. At least Giannis did. Got rid of 2 coaches.
I mean, I can't give Giannis that. I mean, Giannis can want him gone, but the front office still got to fire him.
That's fair. That's fair. Boston is the 1 seed by a lot, 14-game lead over second place, but Knicks come in as one of the hottest teams. Boston, we don't know. Of course, we don't know 1 and 2 gonna take on. Boston looking at either.
Only team beating Boston is Denver.
You said only team beating Boston is Denver?
Yeah.
I take you up on that one. I think New York, if they face each other, I think New York will take them out.
Boston too deep, man.
On the east side, it's funny. OKC is the number 1 seed. I honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I thought my Minnesota was going to finish as the number 1 seed.
Nah. OKC been on it all year, man. SGA should really get some MVP votes for real.
Yeah, I think he's extremely underrated. Yeah. Keys delusion of the night says Denver gonna be gone first round. And
he's saying the Lakers gonna beat them.
I would love to believe that. I'm not seeing it right now.
I don't think the Lakers match up well versus Denver.
No.
But we know Key's not always logical.
Yeah, that's funny. NFL draft getting ready to come up. I know we were planning on trying to do a little bit more covering it. We'll probably talk a little bit more later this week. But I know Sunday we'll be having a conversation with our man Emory Hunt, talk about not just some of those, the everybody knows prospects, but we're gonna talk about some of the least known prospects, so we can get a little bit more educated, so we're not surprised in saying who when they make that call. All right. You got anything else before we get ready to get up out of here?
I'm still gonna be saying who, but nah, that's all I got, bro, man. I'm good.
All right. Before we do go, man, I do want to give a shout out. Major shout out to Dr. Kenyatta Cavill. On last Thursday, he did his final episode of Inside the Sports Lab with HBCU. Dr. Cavill has been instrumental in helping us, and definitely couldn't end and say, not say congratulations and thank you to Dr. Cavill. Appreciate everything he's done. I know he's still around doing different things, but he just won't be doing his show anymore, or won't be doing the show this week. Other people be taking over. But salute, Doc. Appreciate you.
The GOAT.
Yeah. Danny say key on them strong gummies tonight. Yeah. But let me go ahead and get the theme music. Give me my theme music. We'll be back either later this week or on the show. Like that, we out. This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot.
On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden Boot!